Investment advice is everywhere, but that doesn't mean it's all good advice. And some common misconceptions could derail your financial success. Here's some advice you're better off avoiding. First, let's talk about DIY investing. Just because you can trade stocks from your phone doesn't mean you should. It's sort of like Home Depot investing. Sure, you can buy all the tools to tile your own bathroom, but that doesn't mean you possess the requisite skill to make it look good. Financial markets are complex, and there's a staggering amount of information to process. Without experience, it's easy for anyone to make costly mistakes, particularly if you don't have a lot of experience managing money. Don't chase hot stocks just because everyone else is. FOMO, or the fear of missing out, can cloud your judgment. Take Tesla. In 2021, it was one of the hottest stocks with a market capitalization greater than the next 15 car companies combined. But that meteoric rise in market cap didn't match its revenue. It produced a revenue of only $28 billion versus the $1.3 trillion in revenue produced by the next 15 car companies. Notwithstanding, people still ask me whether they should buy Tesla, just because it was doing so well and they didn't want to miss out. Focus your decisions to own a stock on its long-term strategy, not just how much it's gone up in the last 12 months. Next, there's the blanket advice to never buy annuities. That's oversimplified. And don't forget that a lot of what you might read in articles in newspapers, magazines, and the internet might reflect the biases of those writing them, not what is necessarily the current truth about annuities. Annuities are a tool, and like any tool, they can be used well or poorly. We believe that it's a tool that can be incredibly beneficial for some clients, particularly those worried about outliving their savings, because they offer guaranteed income for life. Annuities are not for everyone, and they're not a magic bullet. However, we believe that they should only be considered as part of a broader strategy. But don't dismiss them without understanding how they might fit your needs. And lastly, the debate between active and passive investing. While passive investing has gained popularity, given recent performance relative to active management, history shows that active and passive management are cyclical in terms of which does better over time. Again, avoid buying into passive or active arguments that are dangerously close to an ideology, and look at the facts. For example, most active managers add outperformance mostly by minimizing downside risk. So one might argue that it's better to increase your allocation to active the more expensive the market becomes. On the other hand, after a major market correction or bear market, passive solutions may be more attractive since a rising tide lifts all boats equally. The fact is that there is room for both, and thus it is important to choose a strategy based on your needs rather than following the latest trend. The bottom line is, choose wisely who you take advice from. Ask yourself, what's their agenda? And one-size-fits-all advice from talking heads on TV is rarely a good fit for anyone. Your financial situation is unique, and your strategy should be too. Investing is too important to leave to chance. If you want to make informed decisions that align with your unique goals, let's talk.